So first, would you mind telling me a little bit about who you are?
My name is Wendy Burrell. I am a mother and a teacher and a youth pastor. I've been teaching, this is my 21st year teaching.
Wow, great. So what made you want to become a teacher in the first place?
I love children. I enjoy watching children learn and grow and develop.
What made you want to teach specifically elementary school?
I just like the younger ones. I feel like they still have the desire to learn. They're still very loving and affectionate. So I always thought I wanted to teach kindergarten, but I started in first grade and just love first grade and have stayed there most of my career.
Great. So has your experience teaching been what you thought it would be when you first began, or is it different from what you initially thought? If it's different, how so?
A little different because there's a lot more challenges than you think. You come in your first year and you just have all these great things that you're going to do, and then you realize that each student's different and the way that they learn is different, and so you have to be flexible.
So that's a great segue into the next question. What are the biggest challenges that you faced while teaching, and how have you overcome them?
I guess the biggest challenge is understanding each student is different and understanding how to meet them where they are while you've got a whole classroom of students. That's kind of hard because some may be really good at math and others not, and some really good at reading, so you have to kind of meet them where they are, and that's been a challenge. Also, flexibility. There's a lot of interruptions that they don't prepare you for in college, of if a kid throws up or if there's a spill or if the office needs something, and those are kind of challenging because you have you want to get all these things done, and you have to be very flexible.
So what are your favorite aspects of teaching? What do you look forward to most every day when you come to school?
I look forward to seeing those light bulbs come on. I love seeing a student who's been really struggling, all of a sudden you just see them get it and they're so proud of that, and they say, oh, I know the answer, or starting to speak when they're learning English for the first time and being able to start communicating. I just love seeing those growths in the students.
So what are the biggest lessons that you've learned from teaching so far?
That flexibility is everything. Being able to be flexible is most important, and that most students, they need love and care more than anything.
Okay. What type of relationship do you have with the other teachers that you teach alongside at the school? What kind of lessons have you learned from them?
I think I have a pretty good relationship. This year I've been co-teaching, so I'm in a lot of different teachers' classrooms, and each teacher teaches different, so again that flexibility of learning how they teach. But I've been able to learn, like I said, I've been teaching 21 years. I'm in a classroom of two different classrooms of brand new teachers, and I've learned a lot of technology things from them that I didn't have when I started, and things change through the years, so it's interesting to learn how they teach certain subjects and certain things. So I've learned from that. And from the veteran teachers, I think you learn a lot too. From teachers that have been teaching longer than me, they say, okay, I've tried this, not that, and you can learn a lot from them as well.
What type of relationships do you have with the students that you teach? What kind of lessons have you learned from them?
I've learned that what works for one and what might not work for another. I feel like I have a pretty good relationship with some. I feel like I've learned this year, a challenging student that I taught last year that I thought really wasn't getting anything has reached out and said that I was one of his favorite teachers, and that kind of shocked me because I didn't think that I was. And so I think you learn that they just want to know that you care and that you care about them and that you love them, and that helps you build a relationship with them, showing them that they matter.
You already answered my next question. I was going to ask you if there was any moment in particular that's been especially memorable to you during your time as a teacher, but you just answered that question. Yeah. Or if there's another one you would like to share, or is that the one?
No, that's the one this year was just when he voiced that, because we've been trying to find out if there's different we want to find out from our students if there's teachers and people in the building that they feel like care about them, and it was just really
Okay, great.
memorable to know that he thought that about me.
So, what advice would you give for future teachers that you wish someone had given you when you first began?
Be flexible. And the paperwork, they don't really prepare you for the paperwork, but most importantly, get to know your students, get to know where they come from, what kind of home life they have, and that way you can be more empathetic, sorry, I'm getting all nervous, to what they need and to the challenges that they have, and just mainly be flexible.
Okay. There's a day in the life of first grade teacher Wendy Burrell. In this interview, she was kind enough to give us insights into her job, including what made her want to become a teacher, her most enjoyable aspects of teaching, the biggest challenges she's faced while teaching, and her most memorable moments while teaching. I hope everybody that watches this interview will develop a greater respect for teachers and a greater realization of just how important they are.